About a third of 2021 has gone in the books, and the new administration is behind the wheel about 100 days. We're reaching out to Al Kutchins of Kutchins, Robbins, and Diamond. Of course we are. Because if you want to know what's happening or what is likely to happen, the resource to go to is Al Kutchins. Al, hi, welcome. Glad to have you with us.
Thanks, Paul. It's a beautiful day outside, and we're in Chicago, and we had a few winter-like days, so it's nice to see spring reappear. I
Yes,
wanted to
with
take,
spring fever, we're going to plow ahead, and
and hopefully not a snow plow.
that's right. What's new, Al?
So, two things that I think all businesses need to be paying attention to right now are first making sure if you got PPP money, either the first draw and the second draw, it's time for you to start getting your applications for forgiveness submitted. Um, we've talked to a number of bankers, and the banks are processing them fairly quickly. The SBA varies in time. Uh, our forgiveness on the PPP1 loan for KRD was in 6 days. We have clients that are now waiting 6 months for
Oh,
forgiveness. And all these loans are under the $2 million threshold. The SBA is most likely going to scrutinize the larger loans. They feel that's where some of the fraud might have occurred. So again, time to submit for forgiveness. The other part of the action that should be taken now is on what's called ERC, that's employee retention credits. And that's been significantly modified for 2020. You had to show a decrease in revenue of 50%. And thank goodness most of our clients didn't qualify for that. But under the new law, you just need to show a 20% decrease in revenue. And there are a lot of clients that have had a 20% decrease in revenue, be it from COVID or issues in the supply chain, because as we all read, you know, some 100+ ships got stuck in the Suez Canal.
yes,
Dealer car lots are getting very low on inventory
yes.
because there's no chips to produce cars. And the restaurants have still been closed, but I'm not going to get into restaurants because there's a separate act for that. But on the employee retention credits, we've done some computations the last couple of weeks for clients in that the first quarter of 2021 has ended. And I'm honestly shocked. I have clients getting back hundreds of thousands of dollars of payroll taxes that they didn't expect. And this is going to make a significant difference in how they're going to be able to operate their businesses. And mechanically, we've done the computations, then the information goes to their payroll services, and the payroll services provide and prepare the amended returns, and the IRS is issuing the refunds in 4 to 6 weeks in general. So this is something that really needs to act on. The first step any client should do is look at quarterly revenue for 19, 20, and 21 and see how much of a decrease they had from quarter to quarter, year to year. Um, And one caveat is if you did get PPP money, you can't double dip. You can't use the wages that qualified for PPP for employee retention credits. So, but certainly something to look at.
There's been a lot of talk about taxing business, and the government releases are full of things that are going to financially affect businesses. What do you see in either tax rate changes? What is capital gains, for example, likely to do, in your opinion?
Well, I think you and Joel are going to have a wonderful year because I think capital gains rates are going to go up. I don't think that they're going to double, but they will go up significantly. So I think a lot of businesses are going to look to exit this year and close before December 31st, 2021 to avoid the increase that I believe will take place in 2022. Um, there's really three what I'll call whammies related to the business owner, none of them which are favorable right now,
Mm-hmm.
and a fourth that doesn't affect that many of our clients. The first is the increase in the capital gains rates. The second is going to be the increase in the ordinary rates. The third is they're talking about getting rid of the step up in basis at death, which a lot of business owners avoided paying any capital gains
Yes.
tax on their business or their financial holdings. And two things uh, re- related to that are going to be if you don't get the step up in basis, then when you sell it, your heirs are going to have a significant tax liability. And if the capital gains rates go up,
Yes.
and they're also talking about lowering the estate tax exemption from the approximate $12.5 million per spouse right now, back down to something significantly less. So I can see modest size estates ending up very quickly in a 50, 60, 70% combined tax bracket between estate taxes and capital gains on the liquidation.
Wow. Under that happy umbrella, what do you think is going to happen with inflation? Are there any signs of inflation becoming an ominous threat along with some of these other things?
I think we're seeing selective inflation. Certainly, uh, the housing market, the exodus of families from the city to the suburbs, so there's more open
Yes.
space and such, and there's a shortage of housing stock has seen prices going up between 7 and 10%.
Yes.
Bidding is above asking price, and they're going very quickly. Uh, we've seen because so many people have been working remotely that they've done a lot of improvements in their houses. So we've seen lumber go up and a shortage of tradespeople to do that. Um, as we mentioned just a moment ago, the shortage of computer chips is not only affecting the
Right.
auto industry,
Oh,
but virtually everything we do electronically today has a computer chip in it. So we'll see some increases there. Um, Food has just had modest
yes.
increases. that's something that we all do. Most of the other items are one-time purchases. We will probably, it seems that there's going to be more $15 an hour minimum wages.
Mhm.
I think on CNN yesterday, I was listening that all government contractors are now going to be required to have a $15 an hour minimum wage. So
Really?
we might see some pressure, on prices because businesses can't always absorb everything, and it's in a step. You absorb for a while until your profit seems to disappear, and then you have to
Yeah.
increase.
You can't absorb anymore.
Right.
Um, Mortgage rates are likely to go up. They're at virtually an all-time low. And if the demand over supply is increasing, then it's likely that mortgage rates will be following pretty soon. Isn't that an indicator?
It, Mortgage rates ticked up just a touch a couple months ago and
Uh-huh.
then came back down. That the Fed says they're not increasing interest rates for a couple years, that they feel that some inflation is good. Um, it'll be interesting. Certainly, Trump's prognostication that the stock market would go to hell when he was out of office hasn't
Right.
happened. Virtually every week has been a new high.
Mhm.
I think that realistically there should be some type of correction. I don't think it's going to be the 30% or the 50% corrections we saw
Mhm.
before, but it just makes sense that uh, everything is at all-time high multiples, and while businesses are starting to open up and revenues are increasing, I still do think a lot of the uh, securities are overpriced. They're record highs.
We've gotten a snapshot from Al Kutchins of Kutchins, Robbins, and Diamond, and you can see and hear the benefit of being informed. We're going to invite Al back at the end of the second quarter, if not sooner, and certainly on succession planning issues relative to passing the baton to the next generation. Al, how can our listeners get in touch with you to get better acquainted with you and your firm?
So you can visit our website at www.krdcpas.com. My direct phone number is 847-278-4335. And that goes, if I don't answer, it goes directly to my email and I respond. And the email address is Kutchins, Kutchins, at krdcpas.com.
Well, really, every time we talk with Al, we learn something and get a clearer picture on what's going on around us because of the complexity of all the things that have been happening in the past year or so. We appreciate you taking the time to listen to us. We encourage your comments. We encourage your suggestions as to topics that we should be covering. Please get in touch with us at goldbergheinz.com. We'd love to help you with your pursuit of success. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to talking with you again really soon. Bye for now.